So I must confess that I have not had an appropriate amount of time to prepare for my message to you today. Somebody misinformed me that the world was coming to an end on Friday. And when he didn't, I realized I had to think of something. So, I have a number of things I want to share with you. They don't all fit together perfectly, but that's okay. This is what you get. I want to start with my acknowledgments. Some very interesting things have been happening around here. You've heard a bit about them, but I have my acknowledgments of these. This is an extraordinary labyrinth. Chuck Hunter, you're a genius. Thank you. We've already had 3 events on the labyrinth where we walked the labyrinth, and quite a number of people came to all of it, even that crazy 6 a.m. thing. And when they did, I went to Chuck and I said, you know what? All we had to do was announce the end of the world and people would come to the labyrinth. It was wonderful. And Dr. Art, are you in the room? Is Art here today? I don't know. He's not. Oh, he's in Maryland. Okay. Art Ramsey led one of them. Celeste, I believe you led one of them. And you were involved in one of them, yes. And then, of course, the Birth 2000 happened last night, and I just want to acknowledge you and Karen Court for an amazing job of putting together a wonderful experience. So that's got my acknowledgments done. The next thing I want to talk about is our publications in our organization. Science of Mind magazine for January and Creative Thought are out. Spiritual Hero of the Year, Wayne Dyer for 2013. It's a great article. And for the first time ever, I actually have an article in both magazines at the same time. There's a few of them in the bookstore. Get them while you can. Ooh, it got really big. That was really small on my computer. Okay, next thing to do. Here's a thing that has to do with our history. When the religious science movement started back in the 30s, it was organized in such a way that when a church joined the organization or was founded in the organization, it received a charter. It was a charter member. And that's the way it was done. It has been called that all along. But when the two organizations split, the international side continued handing out charters, and the United side dropped it at some point. And they still said, you have a charter, but it wasn't a physical charter. And I was having a conversation with Reverend Gregory Toole, one of our directors in Denver one day, and I said, why did we stop doing that? And he had no good answer for that, which I knew. And I said, but my next question was even better. I said, why don't we do it again? With our new organization, now that we're all back together again, why don't we issue everybody a charter? So we did. Nice. Yay! And I have ours. So I want to invite Reverend Dr. Barbara Waterhouse to please come to the stage so that I can do this officially. This is probably the only one I'm going to get to do this with. But here it is. And what it says is, Centers for Spiritual Living, be it known that the Leadership Council of Centers for Spiritual Living, by virtue of its vested authority, has granted membership affiliation to Center for Spiritual Living Asheville, North Carolina, granted at Golden, Colorado on this first day of March 2012. That was our first official day of business as a new organization, signed by our spiritual leader, Dr. Ken Gordon, and you make that note? No, it's me. So, we did it.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it. So, from a very grateful organization, one organization, I present this to you, that it may hang on the wall of this community long after all of us are gone, serving the people, to know that this is something worth having. Yes, congratulations.
Organization, more than any other, except maybe the one in Kelowna that Ken Gordon shares ministry with, has given a lot for this to come about.
You did good. Thank you. The obligatory hug. Kiss.
I'm probably the only one that will kiss you when you give it to me. You never know in this organization. You want to keep it up there?
Sure. I think David Bruner would kiss me.
David Bruner would definitely kiss me.
Oh, goodness. So I want to talk about gifts. But I want to talk about, okay, there's three elements of Christmas. Come on now, this is serious. There's the religious aspect of Christmas, there's the spiritual aspect of Christmas, and there's the secular aspect of Christmas. Let's talk about the secular aspect of Christmas. First of all, let me explain that a recent anthropological review suggests that some of the ideas around Christmas that we share with our children probably came from the tribes of northern Siberia, where the shamans gave them hallucinogenic mushrooms for the solstice. Things like flying reindeer, gift givers coming down the chimney. Get it? All right. Here's some thoughts on how we have evolved as a Christmas experiencing species. First, Christmas can be a stressful time of year. Everybody got it? Okay. Those of you that are only receiving the audio, I can't help you. Some think that it's an opportunity for negotiations. Sometimes Christmas creates domestic upheaval. Okay. Holiday traveling can be a challenge. And you must remember to stay focused. Stay focused. And then there are those moments when people act out during the holidays. Thank you, Pat. So this idea of gift giving is a secular idea. The idea of exchanging gifts is sort of how we do it. I give you a gift, you give me a gift. Barbara and I decided we're never doing that again. It's too stressful. It's just not worth it, you know? We can do our own thing and it works out. We do give gifts to our grandsons. But it's not really an exchange. We do get the thank you back from them when their parents make them. We spend hundreds of dollars and their parents make them say thank you. But we love them and they love us and it's all good, so that's fine. But that's not really an exchange, so we don't do an exchange. We just go get what we want. For example, Barbara wanted a dog. But she didn't get a dog. She got a puppy. A puppy is a very radical form of dog. Like this line of chaos follows you everywhere. But she is adorable. Bliss is adorable, and we're all acclimating to the new family. That's what Barbara got herself for Christmas, and I got myself an eye job. I had some of the skin on the top part of my lids taken off about 10 days ago, and by golly, I can see better. It's quite amazing. I can see the sky. I can see the ceiling. My God, those lights are bright. And it's very much lighter and easier, and I'm enjoying it. So that's how Barbara and I do our gift giving. We give ourselves gifts. And it really works for us. And, you know, the money is not an issue in this because, you know, everything kind of balances out in life. And I guarantee you, my surgery costs more than that puppy, but in the long run, that dog is going to cost way more. But it all works out, it all balances out, it's all good. So, this idea of gift giving, if you're one of those people that gets into the stress of that and thinks that there's some kind of magic that happens on Black Friday and you carry that right on through into the Christmas celebration, that's a really hard way to do it. And it's okay to buy gifts. I'm not saying don't buy gifts if you want to do that. But truly, the richest gift that you can give has nothing to do with something you can buy. It's who you are. It's what you bring to life. And there's no escaping that in all of us. It's our presence. It's our thoughts and our actions moment to moment through life. I mean, we get a lot of attention around the idea of giving at Christmas time is sort of the way around Thanksgiving. We get a lot around gratitude. It's kind of a seasonal thing, but please don't let it be a seasonal thing in your life. Because the gift that you give is who you are and what you do every day of your life. The acts of kindness, the gentle remembering of things, the time that you spend looking into another's eyes and remembering who they are, the time that you move away from the smallness of life where something isn't quite right. Now remember the bigger part of it, because if it's bothering you today, chances are it won't be bothering you in 5 years. You won't even remember it. So how important could it possibly be? Gift giving is quite a mystical experience. It can be with a good morning. It can always be with a hug. I know we are over-huggers here, but I don't apologize for that. I love that we connect at the heart and that we spend so much quality time with one another. I'm grateful that we have the ability within this community to say out loud what's not working so that we can fix it very quickly. And I think that we've learned to do that so that the majority of the time that we spend in this community is spent harmoniously, appreciating and celebrating one another. Life is filled with opportunities to find fault. You know, turn on your television set. But that doesn't get you to the place that you've come to be. It doesn't allow you to be the one you've come to be. It doesn't serve you in any way that makes you a better person today if you simply receive all that information and find fault. So Barbara turned our TV off again. And you know what? I struggled with it for a while, and I'm really getting good about it. I actually didn't know what happened in Connecticut for 2 days. Well, the rest of the world's going through a lot of grieving, and I missed the whole thing. And then, of course, there's something about this. When something like that seems so horrific happens in the world, and we all hear about it, and we all go, oh! We go through this thing, this shock, this outrage, this fear, all this stuff that's kind of covers the planet because we're so interconnected informationally. And then what happens if we get a few days to kind of simmer out of it and not look at the images over and over again, we can see it a different way. I had a woman call me. No, that's not true. She was on a call that Charlie did. And she asked me the question about how do we deal with that? And what I pointed out to her first and foremost is, as ministers and practitioners of the science of mind, we don't have the luxury of being fearful, of finding fault, and of focusing on what's not working. That's not our job. And we're not charged with doing that. We're charged with finding God. Even in the most difficult of places. As Emerson said, even in the muck and mire of things, something sings. And that thing that sings is a gift. It's always there. It's always there in the midst of every circumstance and situation, no matter how horrific, no matter how difficult. So in this conversation, what I realized was what had happened in that small town in Connecticut was a gift. It was a gift. How can you say that, John? Children died. No, it was a gift. Because people in 6-year-old bodies, as precious as they are to us, are as ancient beings of love and light as anyone else. In some ways, they are closer to knowing who they are in spirit than we are. Because we've been through all this stuff, and they're still fresh in knowing about who they are. We've forgotten. So what is it that they could have done What agreements could they have made beyond this physical presence that allowed them to awaken us to who we are and what we are to do? And what about those adults? So I'm compelled to call their names to you. And I want you just to love them as I do this. I want you to love them. And if it brings you to tears, that's fine, because you know me, I'm going to cry anyway. But just love them, and love those that they love, and love those that love them. And let the love flow from this list, and see what this does for you. These are the ones that made their transitions on December 14th. Dawn Hawksprung. She was the principal at Sandy Hook Elementary. Mary Sherlock was the school psychologist. Victoria Soto was first grade teacher. Annie Marie Murphy was the special education teacher. Lauren Russo, the substitute teacher. Nancy Lanza, she transitioned in her home. She was the mother of Adam Lanza. Adam Lanza, the shy, bright, troubled 20-year-old. And then there were the children. Loved them. Loved them. Little Charlotte, Daniel, Olivia, Josephine. Anna, Dylan, Madeline, Catherine, Chase, Jesse, Jimmy, Grace, Emily, Jack, Noah, Caroline, Jessica, Aviel, Ben, Allison. And if you can, thank them for their gift that they gave up their little bodies so that we as a species can evolve into a more peaceful way of being. Because they compel us to do this thing called life better. What a great gift. What an awesome gift. What a world-class gift. I bless you all. And I am grateful for your gift. Now here's the wonderful thing. None of us have to give a gift like that. That was their deal. That's what they agreed to do. And we honor them, and we are going to find a way to be a better, more peaceful species on planet Earth. Thank you. Nonetheless, we all have our gifts as well, and they're no less valuable. Who have we come to be? To whom are we the gift? To whom are we to receive the gift from? Can we be in that state of giving and receiving in every moment? And make it as compelling and as important for ourselves as what these have given for themselves, for all of us. I think that's what it calls us to do. It calls us to be the best that we can be, to give the best that we have to give, to love every moment, to be kind, to think before we say something that's hurtful, and to love one another no matter what. If we take that into our Christmas season, if we bring that into this room to do our candle lighting tomorrow night, then I think we will have done a lot. Life isn't always easy. The things that happen seem hard. But the one thing I'm absolutely certain of is that God is in the midst of it all. And our job, every day, every way, is to find God. And when we do, it all makes sense. I love you.